All right, now the latest on this breaking news out of Maine, where as right now, 16 people confirmed dead, dozens injured in a pair of mass shootings. Pinpoint News Tracker shows you exactly where all of this unfolded last night. It's the city of Lewiston, Maine, which is about 45 minutes north of Portland.
Yeah, so the suspect targeted two separate locations in the city, a bowling alley as well as a bar. That man is still at large this morning.
All right, a lot to sort out early on in this investigation at 6 in the morning on Thursday. Erica Ritchie joining us now live in studio with what we know so far. Erica.
Well, guys, good morning. Let's start with the man that police are looking for and asking for the public's help in tracking him down. Here he is right here, 40-year-old Robert Card of Bowdoin, Maine. We're going to hear more about him from the public safety commissioner in Maine in just a moment. First, though, let's go ahead and take you to the scene as it was unfolding last night. This is in Lewiston, Maine. Police swarming a restaurant, then a bowling alley about 4 miles away around 7 o'clock last night after a man opened fire. You see him there on both locations. The victims were transported to Central Maine Medical Center, which said on its website that staff were reacting to a mass casualty, mass shooter event. Maine's public safety commissioner stopping short of giving exact numbers of casualties or injuries because it was such a fluid investigation and remains the case at this hour this morning. But according to the Associated Press, at least 16 people have been confirmed dead.
We have literally hundreds of police officers working around the state of Maine to investigate this case, to locate Mr. Card, who again is a person of interest and a person of interest only. And we'll continue to gather information so that we can bring the suspect to justice and ultimately seek prosecution down the road.
And we'll talk more about what we know about Robert Card starting at 6:30. In the meantime, I can tell you that residents in several towns in Maine last night were asked to shelter in place, including in Lisbon, where a vehicle of interest believed to be Card's car was located. Now, of course, this story is developing throughout the morning. We'll continue to do so. I'll bring you updates as soon as we learn them. For now, guys, I'll send it back over to you.
All right, now to the very latest out of Maine. At least 16 people have been killed in two mass shootings. The White House says President Biden has been briefed on the situation. He's been in contact with Maine's governor and other elected leaders offering federal assistance.
Erica Ritchie has been tracking this breaking news all morning for the last couple of hours. Erica, the Attorney General and Secretary of Homeland Security have also been briefed. What is the very latest information?
Yeah, Pat, lots of eyes on this, in part because of the gravity of the crime, but perhaps also because of what we know about this man, Robert Card, who police have identified as a person of interest who is still at large this morning. Now, it was around 7 o'clock last night. He was seen on surveillance walking into a restaurant in Lewiston, Maine, and opening fire, then at a bowling alley a short distance away a short time later. This morning, we've learned through a police bulletin that Card was a firearms instructor believed to be in the Army Reserve assigned to a training facility in Saco, Maine. That bulletin said that Card had reported hearing voices and threats to shoot up the military base, but it did not provide details about his treatment or condition. So while investigators continue to sort through Robert Card's background this morning, survivors of the shooting are beginning to process what they lived through and experienced, and it's really a very difficult reality to face.
Just normal night of bowling, and out of nowhere he just came in and there was a loud pop. Thought it was a balloon. I had my back turned to the door, and as soon as I turned and saw it was not a balloon, he was holding a weapon, I just booked it down the lane, and I slid basically into where the pins are and climbed up in the machine and was on top of the machines for about 10 minutes until the cops got there.
Really such terrifying moments as this all played out last night. This is a very fluid situation, guys. These developments are continuing to come in throughout the morning. A news conference is scheduled for 10:30 this morning up in Maine. That's when we're expected to get the biggest update from as these events unfolded last night. We'll likely hear more definitive numbers at that point on the death toll or the number of people that were injured. Right now, the Associated Press is saying that 16 people have died. I can also tell you that both Rhode Island and Massachusetts governors have offered their condolences and their support to Maine's governor. I'll continue to stay on top of these details, and I'll bring you another update about 30 minutes from now. For now, live in studio, Erica Ritchie, 12 News.